Hey, AfterBuzzers and Siesta Key fans, we are here to talk about Season 2, Episode 9, Cheers to Sunday Funday. The only thing I want to say right now are boys are cheats and liars. They're such a big disgrace, and we'll get more into it right after this.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Okay, so I have to back myself up.
Whoa, straight out the gate.
Straight out the gate. Boys are cheats and liars is such a big disgrace. It's from the Hot Chick. Do you guys remember that?
Oh my God.
Boys are cheats and liars. They're such a big disgrace. They will. Okay, I can go on forever. But anyways, guys, I'm your host, Allie Nasta, and I am joined by my lovely co-host all the way to the left, Kaylee Stump. What's going on?
What's up, everyone? Good to be back. I missed you last week.
We missed you.
Oh my God, so much to talk about. I just want to say that the women took the power back this episode.
Yeah.
Go Juliet, go Madison. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes. Girl power.
Girl power.
And DJ
Woo.
Blue.
Hey, what's up, guys? I agree 100%. Yes, girls, finally, set these guys straight, because, they playing.
Totally. And Katie Wolski.
Hey guys, yeah, I'm really excited to talk about the show. So happy Kaylee's back. Yay. Let's get into it.
Let's do it. Yeah, legitimately though, they're that saying "boys are cheats and liars" is such a big disgrace. I feel like describes this episode so perfectly.
What about this show?
Yeah, because they legitimately were lying to everybody's faces. Hello, you were on television and everybody can see what's happening. Let's not lie. Except there are some questions that I want to ask you guys about Ben's behavior, but we'll get into that in a second. So Chloe and Amanda, they're just talking about how they're so over being in Alex's world, and they're kind of finally done. But then they say that, but he might be coming to Sunday Funday. So with them saying they want to be done and out of Alex's world, to what extent do you think this applies? Or do you think they're still going to be on his boat?
I mean, I completely agree with Chloe when she says, I'm done living in Alex Campo's world. I've been done since
Day one.
since day one. But I think that just the mentality of them being done, bowing down to him and letting him get away with stuff, I think will make the switch and just take the power away from him.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with, I'm sorry, I'm just so tired of Alex. It's just
I know.
And I'm just happy that Chloe, she literally was speaking for every girl that's clearly over Alex, just tired of being in his world, tired of him getting away with everything. And you need somebody like Chloe. That's why I'm Team Chloe 100% to call him out. It's time. Time's up, Alex.
Oh, there it is. Time's up.
And Amanda stated it perfectly when they were all talking crap about Chloe at the table at the Sunday Funday. She was like, listen, yeah, we don't like to hear what Chloe says, but she's usually always doing it to be for the better good, to make someone understand what they're being blind to. And I was really glad that she stood up for her because everybody else didn't have the backbone to kind of say what they felt. And she's kind of done some people dirty, but like we've said before, she only tells the truth. Yes. She only shares facts and receipts.
I know. And even the fact that they plan that day drink without him, maybe they'll start doing their own things and not letting Alex, dictate everything that's happening. We're going to go in my boat. We're going to do this. I think they're going to take the power away.
I hope so. And I just find it really interesting, too, that, Alex still doesn't really understand the gravity of the situation and how bad he messed up. It's kind of like Polly.
Polly, yeah.
Obviously, there's still, different ends of the spectrum in terms of, what the crime was. But I just don't understand how Alex can't just admit fault and just walk away. Even if for some crazy outlandish reason he didn't actually cheat, which I really all signs point towards yes. And just admit fault and freaking say sorry. He hasn't apologized once. He keeps saying I want Juliet, but hasn't fought for her
At all. I mean, even when he's talking to Kara, Kara's well, do you really want to be with her? Because he says, oh yeah, I didn't realize how much I cared about her. But then he flips the switch and he says something oh, but I can go get any girl I want. I could do that whenever I wanted. I could have slept with any girl. It's okay, that's not a good look, though. if you're truly wanting to say you want to be with her. And obviously he doesn't. It's just words, and he doesn't ever follow them up with actions.
I think he's just confused because I feel like when you live a certain lifestyle, you know, I guess he had that, exactly. He's been had that reputation of like, oh, I can get any girl, and he probably obviously did get any girl he wanted. And now I feel like maybe there is a part of him that does actually genuinely care about Juliet and wants to be with her, but it's like he can't break out of his bad habit of cheating, you know? So it's like you can't have your cake and eat it too, as the saying goes, but he's having that sort of, you know, battle with himself, I think.
Yeah, I think at this point he's like kind of pretending that he wants to get Juliet back to seem like the good guy and to seem like he actually didn't cheat. And I think Juliet was right in saying if Alex did admit to cheating on her, like she wants, like we all want him to do, then Juliet would actually go through with breaking up with him, and that's what he's scared of.
Yeah. Well, and I'm really glad that Kara stated, like, listen, she's never going to build the trust that she had originally. Like, you lost that girl.
Yeah.
Oh
that
my
ship
God.
has sailed.
When she said that line, like, she's too broken to be the girl she was, I was like, oh my God, Kara.
That was deep.
Dropping
Oh my God.
lines.
That could be in a
Yeah,
song.
that was good. That was good.
It was definitely good. And I'm so over him saying he's going to fight, even when he's talking to his mom. Like, oh, but I want her.
Yeah.
I want her back. And it's like, then prove it. Go apologize. Write her a letter. You know, show actions. Actions speak louder than words, and in this case, they
100%.
really do. And I feel like he's just being lazy. And to me, he's not proving to me that he loves her at all. And I just think he does a really good job at manipulating the situation to make it feel like, well, Juliet needs to fight for me because she's mad at me today, or she yelled. It's like, no, dude. Just take ownership of your actions, know what you did, and, you know, man up. And I'm really glad that Juliet's officially kind of letting him struggle a little bit, because he seems to have always gotten what he wanted. And you know what? I'm sorry, but until you are not even thinking, there was something he said to Kara, like when she was like, well, do you want to, like, can't you just keep it in your pants for a second? And he literally didn't say no.
Didn't say a word.
Yeah,
He was just
stared
silent.
into space
So,
because he knows he can't.
he knows he can't. And it's just, I don't know. I feel like obviously we've dragged on the storyline enough, and sadly that's what happens in real life, because you love someone so much and you can't see yourself without them. But this is so unhealthy, and I'm so proud of Juliet for being like, as soon as Alex said, you'll just come back.
Yeah.
That was the trigger moment.
I think so. But she has.
Yeah, that
To
really
be
pissed me off.
fair, she has, though. And so I feel like that was what we were talking about earlier, where she's like, okay, like she's saying that it's okay for his behavior. Because every time she does come back. So I guess, like, you know, he's thinking, what makes this different?
And gosh, even at that day, that was the day drinking, Juliet just looked so defeated and so
She did.
sad and so disheveled, because she always looks so beautiful and perfect and perky and happy. Like, she was just at her wit's end. And so her talk with Amanda was just, thank God that helped kind of give her the confidence to pull the trigger.
Definitely.
I really like Amanda. I love that conversation because, you know, Juliet needed someone to really just talk to her, and Amanda did that for her. And that's when, you know, Amanda put her in check and brought her back to reality and saying, like, you need to do this. This is not healthy. I was agreeing with everything Amanda was saying to her.
Yeah,
so I'm really happy that Juliet finally stepped up.
But Amanda also, like, I feel wasn't too aggressive. Like,
She kept saying, I love you.
Yeah, she kept reassuring her that they would still be there for her, even if she did decide to stay.
And it broke my heart that Juliet said, you know, I can't handle going through a breakup right now. I just can't. It's like, that's when you're just...
No one is ever ready.
No one's ever ready. And she just felt like she was at such a low point. And I think with Amanda's help and, like, her just being a really good friend, she was able to do it.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah, I'm just so proud of her, and I'm just ready for her to move on, because she does not deserve this. Yeah. I do have a question for you guys, though. How much do you think that this was producer induced, of Kara going over to Alex's, or was this just by choice?
I think she probably got persuaded, because when she even arrived, she said, you know, something about the cheating thing, and she was saying how I haven't been accused of cheating because I haven't been cheating. Like, I've been faithful. I've been not crossing lines.
Yeah, Kara went there with the wherewithal of knowing exactly what she was going to say. She was going to put up the boundaries immediately because she knew that Alex, was had it all set up. He was
gonna be
already
snaky.
swimming. He was already shirtless.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to be in your bathing suit, and she's like, Garrett and I are good. I mean, she did kind of throw him under the bus and say that it was boring, and kind of open that up a tiny bit for Alex. I don't know what she was doing with that, but I think maybe the producers may have. I mean, Kara likes a little bit of drama.
I think she does.
Especially if it involves Alex.
Yeah.
I think it was pretty much both producer and a choice too, and it just kind of worked out. But I'm just happy that I expected worse to happen.
Yeah.
I expected like a Kelsey Alex situation.
Exactly. I thought that was going to happen. I was getting a little worried, but I am happy that Kara set him straight. And yeah, that part I agree. I didn't like her mentioning that about Garrett because I was like, no, because I'm always Team Garrett. I love Garrett.
I know,
but,
yeah.
oh gosh,
Yeah.
you can't catch a break.
But, like, could you not see it maybe being a little dull? I don't know.
Garrett?
Love Garrett, but I do find his personality, at least the way it comes off on the show that I've seen, to be a little dull. And when he's in these relationships with these girls, it seems like they also feel like the little dullness. Like I don't know.
It's because he's so level-headed. And
There's no drama.
Everyone else on the show
He's
has so much
humble.
drama and loves the drama.
He's working,
He needs-
actually.
Yeah, he's like
I
a
guess
normal
Garrett-
dude.
yeah, Garrett
and he
needs
needs
to
a
spice it
normal
up.
chick.
Yeah.
He needs a normal chick.
Yeah, I mean that's just it. I
Either
still
that,
love
or he
him.
can just spice it up next season and bring some drama. Who knows?
I don't know. I'm so over the Alex drama, and I'm just so over his I just really hope that I hope he watches the show, and I hope he can learn from these mistakes that he's made, because if you're ever gonna settle down in your life and you think that this is the way you're gonna go about it, you've got yourself into and I just feel terrible for the next girl that maybe falls into his trap or whatever it is that people love about him. I just don't get it. But
I don't get it either.
Is it really the money? I think it's just him being rich and popular or whatever.
And his confidence, I don't know what it is, and I think it's so interesting that throughout this entire season, he hasn't posted anything on social media. He doesn't even try to defend himself on Twitter.
Yeah.
He hardly posts on Instagram, and everyone else, live tweets every single week to defend themselves or call somebody out. And Alex is just throwing in the towel. He's he knows that he's in the wrong and can't defend himself at all.
I did see some Instagram stories of him basically kind of throwing jabs at Juliet. He was on a bull or something. I saw some Instagram stories the other day recently that he was just kind of it seemed like he was throwing jabs just to kind of be I'm fine kind of thing. But who knows what's actually happening now based on social media. It seems like they're not together, but who even knows the two of them. But it's definitely crazy. We will we do want to take a quick moment to just thank you guys so much for everything that you do and watching and commenting and subscribing. DJ, can you take that away for us?
Of course, guys. Thank you so much. Before we move on to our next topic, we just wanted to say thank you for making us the ESPN of TV talk. And for us to continue to grow, we could use your help. If you're on YouTube right now, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. And if you're on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating. But no matter where you are, leave us a comment so you can get involved in the conversation. Being a part of AfterBuzz TV has meant so much to all of us, and we truly appreciate you supporting us in doing what we love. And don't forget to tell your friends and keep enjoying our shows.
Yes, and we have some people in the live chat. Thank you guys so much. We have Rebecca, we have Brett, and we have Shayla.
Hey guys!
Yeah, it's a party.
Please send us your thoughts. We love hearing your theories or thoughts, or if you think something was produced or not produced. So let us know. Moving on to other relationship dramas. Brandon and Camila no longer together. We could have seen this one coming.
That's no surprise.
This was Brandon. Yes, finally you understand that you don't need to be in a relationship right now.
But did he even like her? It didn't come across that way
I
on
know.
the show
He was so hung
at
up on
all.
Madison. But
I think
also
he just needed a hookup buddy.
and I'm so happy for
They dated
her.
for 8 months. They dated from the end of season 1 to obviously. Well, I guess now this was maybe time shooting, but still, I think it was a good 6 to 8 months that they've been
It was
dating.
a good rebound.
Yeah, it was a good rebound.
Yeah,
but it
definitely.
was
Yeah.
it was kind of all right, we know this is over. Also, something that I didn't like is when he broke up with Camila, he had this hate in his eyes.
Yeah, he did not
It
seem
seemed
sincere
mean.
or upset. He was just like, that's just how I feel, and those are my feelings.
Yeah, and I
It's
just
like,
feel
okay.
and I feel like he was using her whole like getting jealous thing against her, and it's I mean, you didn't do anything to reassure her, so you can't get angry that she's feeling like insecure. You need to reassure her that you're not cheating on her.
That's the problem with
Absolutely.
these guys. They don't take ownership in what they do to make their girls feel uncomfortable or insecure. And that's basically how they are. And Brandon, obviously during that breakup, we saw that he didn't care. It didn't seem like he cared. And it was kind of rude. That's why I'm thinking like, oh, maybe this was just for fun.
So rude.
And it really annoyed me how the producers kept harping on the fact that Camilla was so jealous, and they would
Yeah,
have Juliet
same.
in the voiceover be like, "Well, she's a jealous girlfriend." It's like,
Yeah.
Wasn't.
no, she's not.
I would be upset at the things that Camilla was upset
She
about.
has so much
Yeah.
merit to be as upset as she always was.
There was tons
Absolutely.
of things that Brandon did not tell her that I feel were pretty important to tell her about. And she had to find out from, people she wasn't close with, girls that he's close with, who he obviously doesn't tell her much information about. So I don't think she was in the wrong.
He doesn't care about her. I don't think he ever really cared about her.
Yeah.
And he still is in love with Madison.
Yeah, that is 100% true. Also, something that made me feel uncomfortable is just the way that he apologized for her to Alana about, I'm sorry she came up to you. The reason she came up to Alana was because she was feeling really insecure. She didn't know what was going on. She just felt like she needed to talk to Alana to make things normal, but she was getting uncomfortable. You could see, like, the way she was talking was not normal. Like, she was getting heated because she was really jealous. Not jealous, but she was insecure about what's going on between them because she can't trust Brandon.
Yeah.
And so that was, I just feel like he needs to take ownership, and the way he broke up with her was not fair. I think it's more of like a, listen, like, I'm realizing I'm not ready for this. It has nothing to do with you. You have every right to feel that way because of where, like, the value of what I'm doing is understandably, you could get jealous. But I didn't do it right by you as a boyfriend to be there to protect you and be there for you. So, like, it's on me, but, like, I need to remove myself. But obviously that would be too much.
I feel like Alana, like, where's Alana's girl code? Like, I feel she's sort of been more nice to Camila.
I think understanding.
She was kind of standoffish when Camila went up to her and like asked her about that in the last week's episode, or a couple episodes ago. When she went up to her and asked her, I thought that Alana could have been a little bit nicer and been like, hey, like,
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with you guys. Like, maybe you should just talk to Brandon. She was just like, well, that's just the way it is in this industry.
Yeah, and it's
and
like,
so get
maybe you're
used to
not
it.
cut out for it. And it's like, oh.
yeah, maybe be like, girl, I understand. It's crazy. I don't know how you would do it because I couldn't do it personally.
And maybe
Right.
Brandon said a lot of stuff to her, like behind closed doors about
Right.
Camila,
I'm
about his
sure.
girlfriend. And
I'm
so
sure.
Well,
maybe
I'm-
she was a little skewed on her opinion.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
glad
for
that they're
sure.
broken up. Camila can move on to bigger and better things. Brandon can
Yes.
finally be single, which is seems
Run
like he's
after
been wanting to do.
Madison.
Yeah, run after Madison.
Goodness.
Write another song about her.
Cheat on her again.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Just the whole cycle again.
whole
And that's season
cycle.
3 of Siesta Key.
Siesta Key.
The rules have changed. It's not no longer about Juliet and Alex. It's now about Madison and Brandon.
Yeah.
Moving on to other unconventional relationships. Now ending in a breakup. So what are we? Three for three, guys.
I dig
We're
it.
on a roll.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even know why I didn't
Next.
put that together now.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, next. We're 3 for 3. Madison. I love you guys. Madison really annoyed me a little bit with her confrontation with Tawny
Oh,
because she was blaming Tawny fully. Do you guys feel like Tawny should be in the blame, Ben should be in the blame, or it's a combined effort?
Oh my god.
Definitely combined. I think she had tunnel vision when Tawny came out to her and told her all these, things, and her mind's probably racing, but I definitely think she got tunnel vision, and yeah, she didn't even, for 1 second, she wasn't even like, maybe. She was just like, no.
yeah.
Yeah.
That conversation, I understand where they were both coming from, but if I had to choose, I was kind of more on Tawny's side because she was keeping it real. But when Madison was pointing out the fact that Tawny knew that Ben was in a relationship, so she shouldn't have done that in the first place.
But this is where I was confused because Tawny kept saying the reason I want to approach Madison today is figure out if they are in an open relationship, if they're not exactly boyfriend or girlfriend. I don't know. So to me, I think that was her. She wanted to know if they were boyfriend and girlfriend. Because if they had that title, it seemed like she was going to back off. But if they didn't have that title, she was like, well, it's fair game. So that's where I was a little confused too. And I think that Tawny was very nervous about approaching
Very
Madison.
nervous.
And so she kind of just jumped in and like her thoughts weren't put together.
No, she didn't really have a good like way of how she was gonna say everything to her.
Yeah,
I
Madison
agree.
shut her down real quick. Like, I
That
think
was
she kind of
uncomfortable.
won that conversation, but Madison did immediately go on the defensive and did not try to hear her out and did not see Tawny as being on her side as like woman to woman. She obviously didn't see that. And then she was asking for the receipts, and then Tawny's like, well, they were on Snapchat and, I don't have them. And she's like, okay, well, if you can't show me, then I don't believe you and I trust my boyfriend. Obviously, you should kind of think about where she's coming from. But at the same time, she didn't have the best argument when she approached her. And that's why Tawny got so upset, because she knew that she kind of like lost that argument.
But also, why do you think she didn't just show Madison the text?
At least the text messages where it says,
that
hey,
was
hi.
weird.
So this is so this is something that I have a question about.
Producers.
Do you guys think, so these texts.
Delete it.
So these texts, I didn't think about this until I'm putting all the pieces together, and like, obviously we know Ben's lying, but like, if he's not lying, right? Say he's not lying.
Okay.
But he
Hard
probably
to do.
is. Yeah,
Hard to do, but okay.
Yeah.
Is there a way that these texts, obviously you can change the name at the top.
I was thinking that too. It would have to, if she showed her the text, it would have to have his phone number instead of his name.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's easily done though. You just click the info button.
But
and
is
then
that
you look
why
at
she
it.
didn't show Madison? Like, are these texts like, okay, so obviously, you got your text message.
Yeah.
It has a name on the top. You have to click into the info and then see it. But like, you think she was nervous? Like, do you think if for some reason these were produced text message, that was like, maybe it was her and Candace texting back and forth to each other, and it was like a produced storyline.
So then the Snapchats would be fake per se.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Madison would be smart enough to look into the actual number texting her those
Right.
sexy texts. But also Chloe, later in the episode, says, I've seen the text with my own eyes. Wouldn't Chloe also be smart enough to look and make sure
True.
it actually was Ben's phone number?
I agree.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Because that was my only like inkling. That was like my only little like glimmer of hope that something
Shut
could be
it
wrong.
down.
But definitely,
No. Yeah.
that's a lot of effort to go through.
Yeah.
That definitely, and like he did confirm that he's been texting her late hours.
True.
So he's 100% lying. That he's 100% like has done this with Tawny.
Oh, yeah.
But I just wanted to bring that up as like what were your thoughts
You
on
tried. You tried, Allie. You tried to come to his defense.
No, but I don't
Did
want to
not
be in his
work.
defense. But
And actually, Madison tweeted about this, so we can chat about it later in our social.
I'm so
Weird
excited.
news.
Perfect.
Good stuff.
GJ, do you have anything to say? You look like you had something on your mind.
Honestly, I'm just so annoyed with Ben. That's
Yeah.
just really it. I mean, and it's just, and I feel like in that conversation, it could have gone so much better, and I was hoping for it to go better between Tawny and Madison. Tawny should have came prepared. I think that was definitely her fault. Because it's not even just Snapchat. There were messages, and I could have sworn there was a camera shot of those messages.
No,
when she
there
was-
were. That's why I was saying I
Yeah.
don't understand why she didn't show it to Madison.
That's the thing, and that's why I'm just like thinking like that would have been the first thing.
But you know what I actually think now? I think that because Madison was tearing her down so much, if she showed Madison the texts, she would feel even worse about what she did. Like, I think Tawny was really nervous, and so the fact that, like, Madison's like, don't you think that that's belittling yourself? Like, do you really want to be that girl? And so, of course, Tawny doesn't want to show her text messages that show them sexting. Like, that's embarrassing.
But it shouldn't even matter because at the same time, Ben was responding
Yeah.
to her dirty text messages or however the conversation went. So Ben is also at fault, and I feel like because Madison, again, these girls are in denial at first, so they don't want to believe that this is true, so they
Yeah.
easily blame
Never.
the other chick.
Totally.
So, but clearly, Ben's at fault. I mean, honestly, Tawny shouldn't have been involved in that, but the fact of the matter is, she is, and maybe you do need the side chicks like that to keep it real and be like,
Right.
yo, look what your man is doing.
Right.
Okay?
Yes, DJ.
So it's like, hello, Madison, just wake up.
Yeah.
I mean, she did. She had that conversation with Ben, and Ben was
Eventually.
a dummy, and he basically denied it all, said he didn't do anything wrong. Classic guy move.
But then he
I didn't
just
cheat. I
too.
didn't do anything.
He almost took
yet.
it back. He almost said something, and then he paused,
Yeah.
and then he was like,
He changed his mind.
I mean, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's all I heard.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I heard him say, too.
BS that didn't wasn't gonna help the situation at all.
Also, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Rebecca in our live chat says, thank you next. Both should be to blame. And also, the boys stink.
Yes,
Yeah.
Hashtag the boys.
they drool.
Yeah.
But I really want to talk about some of these notes that I wrote down because obviously this is like you're watching something, right? I literally said Ben is a full-on liar. And I really like one other thing too is that he lied. He keeps lying about getting her number. Like he got her number, like he got it at that party or
He
whatever.
asked for it.
Yeah, he asked for it. And so that's really annoying me because they keep saying Madison doesn't know when he got the number, but he basically makes it seem like Tawny just randomly texted me out of the blue. Like, no,
She's stalking me.
you literally pursued getting her number. Also, one last thing that I want to point out is I'm so confused with this. If you're in the chat, please let me know. People were saying that Ben and Madison never hang out.
Oh
Did
yeah,
you hear that?
Chloe.
Yeah.
I heard Chloe say that at the
Yes,
Sunday
it's
Funday.
true though. If you go back, like the night when Chloe thought wanted Kara and Garrett to spy on him
at the bar.
at the
They were not together.
bar, and then like the Brandon. I mean, there have been a lot of instances where they're not together.
Yeah.
So that just was like a red flag for me. I was like, okay.
Even
like,
when they were in Miami,
yeah.
he went out with
That's
everyone and
so
she stayed
weird.
in.
Yeah.
He
I
moved for her. You'd think they would spend a lot of time together, but he's a cheater.
I don't know. Man, that's just a whole. I mean, Ben literally freaking. If you're moving somewhere for a girl and you're going to be on a TV show that she brought you into, the fact that you're not going to be loyal to her, like you're an idiot.
Like he has no other friends. Who does he hang out with? We don't really see him like with the
He's
boys.
kind of on the outskirts of the group.
Right. He's
Yeah.
not even like in the boys club or anything.
But clearly there's a disconnect between them, and whether it's
Yeah.
coming from Ben or coming from Madison, they're not
Yeah.
meshing.
And I think that that's why Madison came off on the defense because she already knew, I think, that something wasn't right in their relationship and she clearly was feeling something wrong. So she went on the defense, talked to him, and then had time to think about it, talked to her friends about it. And then what she approached Ben with at the end of this episode of her feelings and saying that we just don't need to be together was everything coming together. Like that was her coming
Clarity.
full circle and
Yeah.
and realizing like, okay, everybody was right. Like I jumped on the defense, blah, blah, blah. So.
Yeah, and I love that she said she doesn't feel safe with him. She doesn't feel
Comfortable.
comfortable. That is so important in a relationship.
Yeah.
And the fact that he didn't fully apologize and take the blame. I thought he would.
I thought
'Cause
he
kind of
he
has
would
done
too.
that in the past.
I feel like he would cave.
He said
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
did nothing wrong. Quote, I did nothing wrong.
And then she
Literally,
says
all the guys are saying the same thing. I
they
did nothing
are.
wrong.
They're all
All of
brainwashed. And she
them.
says, you don't get brownie points for not cheating on me. He's like,
Literally.
I think I should.
Oh my god.
No.
That
no.
was
like
it for me.
That
I
is-
was done.
I'm sorry.
We're all gonna
Thank you,
blow our
next.
brains.
Yeah, in what world? Okay, listen. In what
Classic
world?
D bag
Is it okay?
trash X
Girl,
move
tell
to
him.
say.
Tell him.
It's not okay.
In what world are you allowed to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend hang out with other girls or guys, text other girls or guys? That's like not a relationship. And I also honestly believe that if you are in love, if you love your significant other, there is no one you want to even invest a second
Exactly.
of your time in.
Exactly.
And the moment you want to invest a second of your time with anybody else, get out of the relationship because it's not for you. And stop messing with people's emotions and just cut it off, like nip it in the bud. It's so ridiculous. Oh, man. Well, moving on to other ridiculous news before we get into our news and gossip. Polly. I
goodness.
can't even
Polly.
with this.
Oh, this kills me.
This kills me so much. First of all, he's getting $1,000 to $2,000 a week.
Yeah, that's
To
a
drink
pretty
and
big
party.
allowance to
That is-
do nothing.
Absurd to me. That is so much money that you're getting a week to do nothing. And I just found it crazy that he said he's finally now realizing, that you have to go to jail. That you're finally realizing now.
Yeah.
He has no idea, and he has no remorse. And when his poor grandmother, who I just want to give a big hug to, says everything that she's saying, you're disappointing me, whatever she said. But he if that were me, I would be bawling my
Right.
eyes
Yes.
out, apologizing.
no
and
remorse.
he
Yeah,
just
he didn't really look sympathetic at
He
all.
didn't at all. I was literally watching crying myself, and I'm
Yeah.
like, Polly, why aren't you crying? This is even my grandma talking to me like that. Like, what?
Right.
Yeah,
And then
grandma-
his uncle said that he's glad his sister wasn't around.
That
to
is
see this.
hard
That
hitting.
killed me.
That's harsh. And he's
Yeah.
still no face change. I mean, he looked down for a second, but his eyes weren't watering. Like, I don't know. Like, where is his thought process?
Grandma said, I've had a lot of pain in my life, and look what you're doing to me.
That hurt me.
That is heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
You never want to hear that from your grandma.
I just really hope that this next chapter in his life, he's clearly made enough mistakes where he has to face the consequences. These consequences are not only affecting him, but they're affecting his family and his loved ones. I really, really hope that he learns from this and continues to get rid of that stubborn personality that says you don't want to grow and move on from being the Polly that you know, but moving on and growing into the better person that your family wants you to be. I hope he can be selfless and put his, stubbornness aside and grow to be a better person.
And get a damn job.
Yeah.
And get a job.
I still can't believe the allowance that he got weekly. That's crazy.
I want that allowance.
Right?
Seriously.
Can we all get
Grandma
that?
Polly,
Can I have
you
your
hook
trust
it up?
Right? Thank you.
So crazy.
I'll be a good
He's getting his
granddaughter,
car
Grandma.
taken away.
Yeah.
That's
My
another
car.
smart
Yeah.
move.
That
I
was
know.
funny.
He was like, my car. She's like, my
My
car.
God. Amazing. All right. Well, let's get into some fun news and gossip. Kaylee, can you take it away?
Let's do it.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So Madison had so much to say on Twitter that not only did she tweet about Tawny, but she typed a notes
Oh, yeah.
message in
love
her
long
notes
one.
and pasted it into Twitter. So I'm going to read it really quickly. Here's the true story about what happened between Tawny and Ben. Ben drunkenly texted with Tawny shortly after Brandon's birthday party. These are the only texts we've seen shown on camera because it's the best proof Tawny has. At that time, Ben and I were dating, but not yet exclusive. Ben felt guilty and embarrassed about these texts, which is why he never told me until Tawny became scarily obsessed and started snapping and texting him very inappropriately. He did ask her several times to stop, and she did not. All caps. I have seen these texts with my own eyes. Yes, he flirted with her while we were together, and that's not okay, but he did not sext her or say any of the wildly crude things she claimed he did. I am not excusing Ben for his behavior or his part in this mess, but I also do not think it is fair for him to be lied about and blamed for things he did not do. Ben isn't perfect, but he's not a cheater either.
Interesting.
I know.
So those screenshots were from a while ago. See, I thought that maybe there was something fabricated with those.
Yeah.
Because, why didn't she want to show Madison?
Right.
Because it would have the
date
date
stamp.
stamp. Yeah.
Date stamp.
Yikes. There we go. Just one more thing. Chloe was tweeting about Kara. It's official. I was wrong about Kara and everyone else in the world was right. Why are you at Alex's WTF? And Kara said about Alex, just trying to be a shoulder to cry on is what she posted on Instagram.
Yeah.
I really think that this was a producer hey, go over to Alex's house. We need this scene. We know it's annoying, but just do it, okay?
Also, I have one more that's kind of really good. Remember
Yeah.
when Canvas called Madison she said
She
a
just
snake
wants-
or
yeah.
something? A sneaky snake.
sneaky snake.
Madison was on one tonight on Twitter. She goes, "What the hell, Canvas? 2 weeks ago, I was the sweet, naive housewife that stays home with the 4 kids while my husband bangs his mistress. And this week, I'm a sneaky snake. Which is it? What did I ever do to you to make you dislike me so passionately?"
Ooh.
Okay, that's all I got.
Dang! Man, it's all up in Twitter. Gotta love
Madison's
it.
feisty.
So feisty. Well, I love facts and receipts. So
Yeah.
thank you, Madison,
Yeah.
for proving
No,
that to all of us. Because
seriously.
we, like I always say, don't know what actually goes on, don't know these people. We're just talking about what we see on television.
Famous
But
line.
there you have it,
We
guys.
can go by.
Let's get into some predictions for next week. Kaylee, can you take it away?
Yes.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
Okay. My prediction is that Brandon and Madison are gonna possibly have a steamy makeout
For
now that they're
sure.
both single.
Goodness.
Yes.
For sure.
Okay, so it's gonna get kind of ugly again between Juliet and Kara after Juliet finds out that Kara went over to Alex's house. So,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a lot of crying, and I predict she's gonna cry definitely, Juliet again.
Juliet cries a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something to laugh about,
Yeah.
but at this point, she has cried a lot this
Yeah.
season.
I'm ready for her life to turn
Yeah.
around.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm ready to see
believe
Juliet
she has tears
happy,
left.
excited,
On top of the world.
on top
Yes.
of opening up her own Pure Bar.
Yes, girl,
Filling
I'm
it.
so for it. Yes,
I would love
Go,
to take a
Juliet.
class with you, girl.
Yes, same.
Yeah, she's got amazing abs.
Yeah.
My predictions are, I think, Pauly might serve some jail time, maybe, or
Hmm.
maybe I just kind of hope that he serves some jail time,
So you're projecting.
just so he can get the kick in the butt that he really needs in the scared
Yeah.
straightness. Like I said, he needs to be scared straight, like the teen show. I truly believe though that is what it's gonna have to take for him to truly start turning a new leaf.
Yeah.
I agree.
Agreed. I'm just going to predict and throw it out there that I think Jared's obviously going to come back in the picture and kind of be a shoulder to cry on for Madison. And, like, you know, maybe ease his way on in there because we already heard that he wants to make Madison, like, wife material. Like, he wants to go
The
after
long
her.
haul.
Yeah, he said he's in it for the long haul. So now the window is open. The opportunity is there.
I ship
Okay,
that
Jared.
relationship.
I'm for it.
Don't know where Kelsey is in this relationship. Also, like, where is Kelsey? We haven't seen her all
Oh,
this
wow,
season.
she's not
missing. I
She
know.
was there,
That's
though.
okay.
She was
was
there,
there,
but
but
once again
for
in
like
the
2
background.
seconds.
Not one
No lines,
word.
yeah.
So interesting.
Yeah.
Come back,
Not
Kelsey.
in the drama right now.
Yeah. Well, there you have it, guys. Another fun Tuesday talking about our favorite show, Siesta Key. We will have to see you guys next week. But in the meantime, Kaylee, where can they find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Kaylee Stump and check out my podcast, Sex and Studio City.
Hey guys, you can find me on Instagram at DJ_Beaulieu.
And you guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter at KatieWolski_.
And hey, guys, Allie Nasta here. Find me on Instagram at AllieGirl. And of course, follow AfterBuzz TV on all social media platforms. We will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principal.